Alright, what's good everyone? This is Jonathan here. I'm currently recording this video in regards to the TED Talk I was assigned to do. And before we get into it, I just wanted to give you a little bit of prior knowledge because I feel like it's important in situations like these. So, in order to truly understand this article or passage, you really have to understand the word struggle. And for me, I feel like struggle is an important part of life. It's what determines your future. You know, if you persevere, you succeed. If you succumb to your struggles, you fail. Now, with that being said, I wanted to talk about Janine Shepherd's A Broken Body Isn't a Broken Person because this story exemplifies, the struggle. And basically what happens in it is Shepherd talks about an injury that left him essentially paralyzed. But even with these injuries, Shepherd found a way to persevere and live a successful life. The main idea in this article is a person's struggle isn't really what defines them. It's how they get out of the struggle. Now, I have to say this is a very valid claim, considering that society has come to a point where struggle has been made the norm. You have tools like social media and celebrities and important figures that really put their emphasis on their struggles. You have rappers, you have athletes, you have politicians that really talk about their struggles and put it into their craft. One profession that I mentioned earlier were athletes, and I feel like athletes in particular have to go through struggles the most. According to the CDC, an annual estimate of 8.6 million sports and recreation-related injuries were reported. Personally, I've been injured before, and I could definitely say that there is a sense of hopelessness when it happens to you. Last year, I broke my left wrist, and as you guys may or may not know, my left hand is my dominant hand. And even with such a minor injury, my life was made 10 times harder due to it. I can't even fathom how hard it is recovering from such major injuries as paralysis. That really goes to show you how Shepherd might be speaking the truth about this. Now, I'm only telling this story to you guys because I feel like it cooperates well with Shepherd's story. There's always going to be dark times, I felt completely hopeless when I broke my left wrist. I thought I wasn't going to be able to use it anymore, or at least that's what it felt like. But time passed, I worked hard to try and recover, and the time came where it completely recovered, and now I can write with my left hand. Time and time again, there have been circumstances where people have overcame great struggles or came from rock bottom to the very top. You have stories like Cornelius Vanderbilt, who basically had to sell his entire company and in order to become one of the richest people in American history. You have people like Paul George, who was told that he may not be able to walk again, and a few years passed and he's playing NBA basketball again, professional level basketball again. So I feel like since there was a time where if you tore an ACL, your career was basically done. Like, you couldn't do anything about it. You couldn't walk again, or at least you were told that you couldn't walk again. But there were people that said, no, I'm going to keep on trying. I'm going to keep on doing this. And that's what got us to the point we're at now. We have technology. We have the technology to make these great recoveries now because those people, those pioneers in the past said no and wanted to keep persevering. And I think that's really the point that Shepherd wants to make here. Now, if I want you guys to leave with any type of information, I feel like you guys should know that human civilization itself has never gave up. If we gave up at any point in time, we would be under the rule of like this dictator, or we would just be wiped out completely, because we've had circumstances like World War II, the Cold War, we've had the Great Depression, where it felt like things were completely hopeless, but we had people that said, I don't want to live this lifestyle, and that's what caused us to advance forward into society.